and obviously the title kind of introduces the game, but obviously today we're going to be doing a Let's Play of Resident Evil 4, and um, actually at about 3 years ago, I believe it's been three, yeah, 3 years ago, I did a Let's Play for this game um, under a completely different gamer tag and a YouTube account, both of which unfortunately no longer exist. So I decided I'd go ahead and switch things up here, and um, I wanted to get back into Let's Plays, and you know, the way I see it is you can't go wrong with a classic. So I, of course, decided to go with, yeah, Resident Evil 4. So let's play.
Resident Evil 4.
And this is a brand new playthrough. So
1998. I'll never forget it. It was the year when those grisly murders occurred in the Arklay Mountains. Soon after, the news was out to the whole world, revealing that it was the fault of a secret viral experiment conducted by the international pharmaceutical enterprise, Umbrella. The virus broke out in a nearby mountain community, Raccoon City, and hit the peaceful little town with a devastating blow crippling its very foundation. Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency
I
plan
will try not
to
to talk
sterilize Raccoon City.
during
With the whole affair gone public, the
during
United
the
States
videos
government
because,
issued
I
an
want to make sure
indefinite suspension
everybody
of
is able
business
to
decree to Umbrella.
hear
Soon its
you
stock
know,
prices crashed, and for all
what it
intents
is
and
that's being
purposes,
said,
Umbrella
because unfortunately
was
this
finished.
game does not offer subtitles. So basically, Leon, who was our main
6 years
character,
have passed since that horrendous
is just kind
incident.
of giving a little bit of background into his history, who he is, and kind of like where he
I
came
received
from.
special training via a secret organization working under the direct control of the president. I was to assume the responsibility of protecting the new president's family.
Cornel, why am I the one who always gets the short end of the stick?
You, who are you really? Come on and tell us. You are a long way from home, cowboy. You have my sympathies.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
What? All by yourself?
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
Oh, you crazy American. It's a direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys.
Yeah, they could care less.
It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe. According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the president's daughter. Apparently, she's being withheld by some unidentified group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
It's freezing. So cold all of a sudden. Must be my imagination. Sorry it took so long.
Excuse me. Yeah, there's evil lurking about in the shadows. But you know, it's just his imagination. I get the feeling he may later on wish it was just his imagination. I'm gonna say why I feel that way.
Just up ahead is the
I'm not sure.
village.
I'll go and have a look around.
We'll stay and watch the car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez. Who are these guys?
Did you say something?
Yeah, that's funny.
Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this mission.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older. So the subject's name's Ashley Graham, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of the president. So try to behave yourself, okay?
Whoever this group is, they sure picked the wrong girl to kidnap.
I'll try to find some more information on my end as well.
Good. Talk to you later. Leon out.
Yeah, and then in parentheses it says I should check out that file. So, with that, here's our inventory. So, we start the game out here with the basic standard 9mm handgun. And as you can see here, it's got firepower, firing speed, reload speed, capacity. All of those are, of course, upgradable. But of course, this is just a standard handgun. This is not going to be my final weapon ultimately, so I tend to take the strategy in this game to not upgrade weaponry that's not going to be your final weapon, simply based upon the fact that you're just going to spend a bunch of extra money that you don't really need to spend. But then of course we've got 20 extra ammo, just standard 9mm handgun ammunition. And then, of course, we have a first aid spray. And then, to our left here, we've got our keys and treasures. So, basically, anytime I collect a key item, whether it be like an actual key, or whether it be like an emblem that goes into a door, like a special key item. So, basically, any special key items are stored here. And then down here, treasure. So, basically, any treasure, whether it be, special treasures, whether it just be, your basic run-of-the-mill treasure, whatever, stored there. Then, of course, over here we've got the map, kind of gives us our basic location here. And, well, there's our destination, the blinking red dot, kind of speaks for itself. Anyways, on to more important things here, let's go ahead and take a look at these files. So, village files, here we have our communication log, which basically just tells us, it shows in text the conversation between Leon and his associate Ingrid Hunnigan. And of course here we have a playing manual, which shows us how to shoot, how to use our combat knife. The combat knife in this game is extremely useful, and I can tell you, it is definitely your best friend. I mean, you cannot go wrong with the combat knife. Action button, of course, just you can do different actions, whether it be, going through special doors, jumping through windows, and then of course, changing the camera angles. So yeah, we're playing the PlayStation 4 version of Resident Evil 4. Here we have some info on Ashley. Ashley Graham, 20 years of age. She's the daughter of the United States President. She is kidnapped by an unidentified group while on her way home from the university. Kidnappers' motives are unknown. There is reliable information that the perpetrator is an insider. Only a handful of people know about this kidnapping. It has been kept under wraps, mostly due to the fact that we cannot determine who the traitor is. The guys in intelligence say they have reliable information that Ashley's been sighted somewhere in Europe, but until we find out who the insider is, I don't know what to believe. It could be a ploy. We have very few leads as to the whereabouts of Ashley, but members of the Secret Service and anyone else related to Ashley are being questioned by an investigative team. Even active agents are being investigated for any information. It's just a matter of time before the kidnapper is exposed. Okay, so, yeah, Leon Kennedy. For those who are not familiar with the Resident Evil series, Leon is also the main character of Resident Evil 2. And for those who have not played this game, who may be watching this, and those who don't know anything about the Resident Evil series, I'm not going to spoil anything, you'll have to watch. But some of Leon's past sort of well, comes into play here, and he'll be visited by some old friends. I'm just gonna put it that way. So, of course, just a standard box. There ain't nothing in there. Now, I don't know if I can go through that window or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and well, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and reload my handgun.
Excuse me. Sir? I was wondering if you might recognize a girl in this photograph?
¿Qué carajo estás haciendo aquí? ¡Lárgate, cabrón!
Sorry to have bothered you.
And of course, he's speaking Spanish or something. But he pretty well said, he's like, what the heck are you doing in my house for? You better get out right now. And yeah, this guy ain't screwing around. He brings out a hatchet. I've got a nice little trick to take care of this guy here. Watch this. Knife him in the face, and then kick him down.
Is everything okay?
There was a hostile local. I had no choice but to neutralize him. There are still others surrounding the area.
Get out of there and head toward the village. Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
Alright, so basically, by the voice of Ingrid Hunnigan there, you know, we are founded that, you know, we find out that lethal force is authorized. And yeah, there's a bunch of dead, you know, old dead bodies in there, but run up here and grab this handgun ammo. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, that combat knife, it really comes in handy, particularly for situations like that one. But go ahead and jump out the window here. Shoot him in the neck, and that just takes him out. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and go into controller setup and change around my button configuration. Let's go with type 2. Well, there's type 3, and then there's type 4. Basically, type 3, if you've never played Resident Evil 4, type 3 basically emulates the PlayStation 2 version, and I believe the GameCube version as well, because this game has gone through what feels like 1,000 different releases. Obviously, it hasn't been, you know, 1,000, because, well, 1,000 is, well, you know, a bit much. But this game was originally released on the Nintendo GameCube, and it was actually a GameCube exclusive back in January of 2005. What was so cool about that, though, is that this game released in January, and it actually won Game of the Year 2005, which is, well, anybody out there watching, if they know anything about the gaming world, typically games that release in January don't receive Game of the Year honors. So, I mean, that was just pretty phenomenal, I think. But I'll go ahead and anyways, I'll get back into my little tirade of what I was talking about earlier. But as you can see, you know, birds and various types of animals in this game will drop items of use. Anytime you see blue, it indicates money or treasure. Red indicates, you know, weaponry. So like, whether it be like a hand grenade or ammo or, you know, the likes, the sorts. Different types of grenades, you know, different types of ammo. And, ironically, they'll only ever drop ammunition relevant to whatever firearm that you're carrying. So there's kind of like, there's preset barrels and boxes that will carry certain specific types of ammunition. But, the enemies, while they, you know, will just randomly drop ammo, but it will always be, you know, ammo that correlates, or corresponds, whatever term you want to use, corresponds to the type of weapon that you have. So I'm going to actually do something here, up here. No. There we go. I was able to draw him in to his own trap. But yeah, I apologize for the rabbit trails that I go on. You know, I get to talking about something and then just kind of get sidetracked by something else. Yeah, this game released on the GameCube originally back in 2005. Then, I believe it was a year later, it received a PlayStation 2 and a PC release. And yeah, there's this beautiful scene here. Yeah, I guess there's no sex discrimination here. Better find her fast. Yeah, basically, we don't care if you're male or female, you know. We don't like you, you're gonna get a pitchfork to the face, and you're gonna like it. Yeah, my mechanics in this game right now are extremely slow. Very off. There's, of course, 3 guys that are pretty well up to no good. You know, you can't kill them. They don't come down here, so I'll go ahead and run off to the next part. Now we got another solo enemy who's by himself. So we'll go ahead and pull the little stunt that we did originally. And go right ahead and just use a knife on him, save on some ammo. So, anyways.
Leon, how you holding up?
Bad question, Hunnigan.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a playing manual. Hope you find it useful.
I'll take a look at it, thanks.
So yeah, Ingrid Hunnigan sends us over another playing manual 2. Reloading, obviously I've already done this. Kicks, I've kind of utilized the kick a couple of different times now. Changing inventory screens, which basically you just use the L1 and the R1 button to switch between the key treasures and the weapons attach a case. And that's pretty well it. But yeah, it's pretty basic. Anyways, I apologize for my sloppy mechanics. It's been a long time since I've played this. So I'm going to kind of need to pick myself up and dust myself off, I guess you could say. So yeah, anyways, we get a look at the village here. And well, one of the great things about this game are the visuals. And there's one of the police officers right there. And you know, you can see the fire on his feet. You know, it's just pretty awesome how they did that. You gotta remember, like I said, this game released in 2005. You know, I mean, just stellar graphical quality. Now this is a 1080p remaster, so it's 1080p full HD remaster with, of course, 60 frames per second. But still, though, you know, it's pretty stinking awesome that they were able to do this.
Damn. Vayan por detrás.
Who are these people? What are they planning? Chainsaw. Shit. Son of a...
So anyways, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and block off this window here. I'll make it a little harder for them to break through. Anyways, as I've been was saying there. This game originally released on the GameCube in 2005. Then it released on PlayStation 2 and on PC. And then it received, and that was in 2006. Then in 2007, it received a release on the Nintendo Wii. Then it was released for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, 720p HD. Then they did a full HD remaster for the PC in 2014 or 2015. Then in 2016, they ended up doing a full HD remaster for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So basically, if you're a console buff, and it really doesn't even matter which console you have on, you pretty well have access to some kind of version of this game, because they have done so many remakes and remasters. They've never actually done like an actual quote-unquote remake per se, but they have done remasters out the wazoo. And for all those who are fans of the Resident Evil series, they have just recently remade Resident Evil 2 and then of course Resident Evil 3. And from what's been posted online, there has been a Resident Evil 4 remake confirmed. So they will be doing an official full remake of Resident Evil 4. And anyone who is a fan of Resident Evil 4 kind of has mixed feelings about that, because Resident Evil 4 is a very revolutionary game. I mean, if you're a fan of the series and you appreciate Resident Evil for what it is, then you'll know that you can't just remake Resident Evil 4 and not have it be. It's gotta be something special. It has to be, because Resident Evil 4 is a game that sits in the hearts of many fans. It has a massive fan base. Like I said, it is a very special game. For obvious reasons. So many of them. Oh, that was so close there. Wow, that guy almost had me. So, like I said, this game sits in the hearts of many fans. It's a very, very special game. Okay, finally. So that's it's on a time sequence. So basically, you either kill enough of the enemies or you wait till time runs out. And of course, whichever happens first.
Lord Saddler.
The original release of the game, there was no time window. You could go 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, and just, kind of run around the area and blast away. And then once you killed enough enemies, it would finally let you on to the next part. But with the remakes, and not the remakes, excuse me, the remasters, they changed that.
Hunnigan, I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
Got it.
Look for a tower, follow the trail. No. See, that's not the way we roll around here. First of all, we collect, we loot. Tower? No. Trail? No, I don't think so. No. It's not the way Will Haynes rolls. But yeah, anyways, as I was saying, This game has received multiple remasters, and you know, if the rumors are to be believed, a Resident Evil 4 remake, and like an actual remake, is in the works, then it's going to receive mixed reviews. I mean, Resident Evil 2 remake and the Resident Evil 3 remake were all, just were both incredible. They're just incredible games. Because you take a look at the mechanics of the original 2 and the original 3, they were third person, but they had fixed camera angles, which means they had like a fixed auto aim, and they were very difficult to adjust to. It took a lot of patience and a little bit of luck to really get that figured out. Alright, sorry there for the microphone cut off, but anyways, so yeah, the Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remakes, if you haven't played them, and you're a fan of the series, or you're just coming in and you're watching this right now, and you're like, oh man, Resident Evil, dude, what's Resident Evil? I strongly encourage you to play them. Because you won't be disappointed. You definitely will not be disappointed with the Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remakes. As a matter of fact, I plan on doing a Let's Play for each one of those games at some point in the future. But, yeah, if you're a fan of the Resident Evil series, drop a comment, in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the possibility of a Resident Evil 4 remake. Not just another remaster, but I mean a full-on remake, because I want your guys' opinions on it. Let me know what you think of the possibility of a Resident Evil 4 remake. A full-on remake. Because this Resident Evil, it revolutionized, the entire gaming industry. Simply due to the fact that it changed the Resident Evil mechanics. Because the original 1, 2, and 3, like I said, they were all fixed camera angles. And then it was a period of, was it 6 years, I believe? It was in 1999 when they released Resident Evil 3 Nemesis on the original PlayStation. If I'm not mistaken, it was 99. And then it was January of 2005. So yeah, we're talking about 6 years between the release of 3 and the release of 4. And the reason why 4 is so beloved is because it completely and totally revolutionized the mechanics of what we know to be Resident Evil. The behind the back third person camera angle. They had the, hit zone aiming system with the laser sight. It was just a complete and total revolutionary makeover. And it took the series in a whole new direction. So, here we have Alert Order. Recently there has been information that a United States government agent is here investigating the village. Do not let this American agent get in contact with the prisoner. For those of you not yet informed, the prisoner is being held hostage, or is being held, in an old house beyond the farm. We will transfer the prisoner to a more secure location in the valley when we are ready. The prisoner is to stay there until further notice. Meanwhile, do not let this American agent near the prisoner. We do not know how the American government found out about our village, but we are investigating. However, I feel that this intrusion at this particular time is not just a coincidence. I sense a third party other than the United States government involved here. My fellow men, stay alert. And that is Village Chief Torres Mendez. Now, Torres Mendez. And there's a possibility that we just might come into contact with him later. And I do suppose that that kind of helps to thicken the plot a little bit. But yeah, we'll soon find out, I guess. Like I said, I'm not in the realm of spoiling, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'll just leave it at that. Wrong button. So yeah, we shall soon find out. Go ahead and shoot this guy here and draw him out. Oh, maybe him and his friend. How about that? Oh, little prick. Like I said, you'll have to excuse my mad non-skills. Lack thereof, obviously. Hey, we've got chicken eggs. Chicken eggs can be used for healing, of course. And, well, there are 3 types of eggs. There's the white egg, which restores a very minuscule amount of health. Then there is the brown egg, which restores a moderate amount of health, similar to a green herb. And then there's the golden egg, and well, those are very rare and difficult to come by. You're lucky if you see 3 or 4 of them throughout an entire playthrough. And believe me when I say that, it takes... Ooh, there's a brown one. But yeah, it takes a lot. So anyways, blue medallions. There is 7 here on the farm, and then there's 8 located out in the cemetery. If I shoot 10 or more, I get a specialized gun. And if I shoot all 15, I get the specialized gun with an upgrade. Oh, so you guys will get to see that a little bit later on here. But now we've got this pretty little pearl pendant, and we got a bunch of ugly looking gunk there. So of course, what do? Well, first we shoot that down, then we shoot that down, and we take the pearl pendant, because if we keep it intact, it's 10,000 pesetas. Whereas if we shoot it in the gunk, it's only 2,000 pesetas. Though I'm not sure keeping it intact is exactly what you could call a proper term, because I am putting a hole in it, shooting it, so I'm not damaging it? I don't know. This game has a lot of moments of you don't use common sense. You turn your mind off to reality, you say no to logic, and you just play the damn game. You just don't question the mechanics. Just play. Enjoy yourself, So yeah, we got this little prick right here. And draw him out. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on, Bucky. Draw him out here a little further. That way I have more of an angle. You can see kind of who's coming. I don't be surprised by some other idiot. Anyways, that's good enough, I think. Into the face. Trying to into the face. Finally get him down. Finish him off. So, well, didn't have to waste any ammo on that fool. Anyways, got him to bring down up here. Go ahead and shoot that one. Yeah, okay. Wrong button again. Anyways, let me just kind of explain these other things here. Well, we've got 3 types of herbs. We've got green herb, we've got red herb, we've got yellow herb. Green herb is the only herb that can be used by itself. And what a green herb does is it will just heal partial health by itself. So if you take a look at the health bar there, there's kind of like little slots, little divots. And, well, green herb will fill about one of those. Oh, 1 or 1.5, give or take. A red herb, like I said, it's only usable if it's combined with either a green or a green-yellow combo. And a red herb and a green herb by themselves will give you full health, you know, regardless of how depleted you are. And then we have a yellow herb, which of course will only work if it's mixed with a green or a green-red combo. And yellow herb will increase your maximum health. So down there in the right corner, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little slots of health, I guess you could say. And so one yellow herb gives you right about a quarter of one of those slots. So it'll take roughly 20 yellow herbs to take you to max health. And then once you're at max health, of course, the yellow herbs become useless. But these red grenades here, those are incendiary grenades. So basically you just throw it and it explodes into a bunch of flames. And I feel like this is all elementary. I feel like I'm just explaining, you know, basic stuff, you know, that you people would already know. But at the same time, I feel it is necessary, just on the grounds of you never know, you know, who's out there and may have questions regarding what the heck this is. And then, of course, the blue is a flash grenade. And basically, you just throw that and, you know, it brings out a bright instant flash of light and stuns the enemies. Now, flash grenades, you know, typically are not useful, at least in most games and in most walks of gaming. You know, the idea of a flash grenade is just kind of meh. You know, flash grenades are whatever, for the most part, generally speaking. But flash grenades in this game, in particular, serve a special kind of a purpose. And I'm not going to go into detail about that. You're just going to have to watch and see. Because if I were to go into detail, it would be a little bit of a spoiler about what comes on later in this game for those who have not played this and who may not be aware of how the game works. But go ahead and just use my knife technique here. Oh, got some shotgun shells from him. Awesome. We'll open this up here, take the healing ammo, of course. And I don't want to knock that ladder down, so we'll go over here. But yeah, well, it's not really a spoiler, so I guess for those of you that don't want to wait and see what it is, I'll just go ahead and explain it, because, well, pretty much every other Let's Play video that I've ever watched kind of, explains it directly offhand. But anyways, what the flash grenades are used for, later on in the game, as the game progresses, once an enemy takes a certain amount of damage, their heads will just kind of begin to, like, explode off. And once their head explodes off, this isn't the case for every enemy, just for certain enemies who decide they're not ready to die yet. And it's not even bosses, it's just standard typical enemies that just decide to be pricks. Anyways, their heads explode off, and then out comes this really creepy looking, like, parasitic organism that takes over the body. So, you know, the parasite acts as the head and just controls the motion of the body. And the parasites are extremely vulnerable to bright lights. And so you throw a flash grenade in its direction and it instantly explodes and instantaneously kills the, well, I call them ploggerheads, but instantly kills the parasitic organism. So here we have our first combinable treasure, it's the beer stein. And what I mean by combinable treasure is there are 3 gemstones that are located throughout the next several sections that will be used for expanding the value, I guess you could say, of the beer stein. So to sell the items individually will yield much less money than if you combine them all together and sell them all together as one collective unit. So whenever, you know, if you ever hear me talk in terms of combinable treasure, that's what I mean. And typically for every area that you go through in this game, there is at least one combinable treasure. Anyways, time for me to shut up and just again, it's time to go. And of course, mash the crap out of the square button. Then we hit square next to dodge. So, and these are just spinels. Spinels are, how do I want to say this? I don't want to waste a bullet on this. I'm a bit cheap when it comes to my ammunition sometimes. Let me see if I can get this just right. This guy's holding a stick of dynamite in his hand, so if I shoot it just right. Ah, missed. Missed. There it goes. You're able to shoot the stick of dynamite, the guy just automatically explodes. So, as you may or may not be able to see, there's a guy there with a stick of dynamite there in the window, and if you get the laser sight on just right, poof, there he goes. That was a perfect one-shot kill. Okay, now we got this prick here. And then of course away from the light one. And then you shoot dynamite in his face. Poor guy, poor guy. You got these cute little spiders here. Yeah. They're just there for looks, they can't do anything. But yeah, you've got all these explosives laying around. And you just get a ton of them. So that takes care of him. And up here we have a bird's nest right here. Go ahead and shoot that down. And that will give me the red cat's eye. And if you took a look at that, if you were able to see what's in there, the red cat's eye has a distinctive mark on it. Distinctive line, as though it fits into something. And here shortly I'll go ahead and actually real quick right now I'll go ahead and open up my inventory and examine. Marking on the stone indicates it was once set in something, but what? Nevertheless, a rare gem. So, obviously, combine it with the beer stein. And then there you can see it's got 2 other divots in there. So, like I said, you know, once I actually be able to sell that off, I'll get a decent amount of money for it. Well, speaking of money, normally I would have already mentioned this by now, but of course it completely slipped my mind. No, the only currency in this game is Spanish currency called pesetas. And since the game is set in rural Europe, it doesn't say where. You know, you're never given a country or any kind of real information concerning location. No locational data at all whatsoever. You're just told that it's in rural Europe. So essentially, you know, we know that it's in rural Europe. So therefore, pesetas, you know, it's a Spanish currency. I guess it kind of makes sense. But anyways,
Little rough, don't you think? You're not like them?
No. You?
Okay, I have only one very important question. You got a smoke?
Got gum.
Perfect. The big cheese.
What?
and of course Leon tries to be the hero, and he runs up to the big cheese, as they call him, and well, the big cheese is none other than the village chief, Torres Mendez. So anyways, yeah, that's the end of chapter 1-1. One thing you'll notice, you may have actually already noticed it by watching the cutscenes, but the one thing you'll notice, specifically during the cutscenes, is that the cutscenes, they never upgraded the quality of the cutscenes. So it's still the original, you know, 240p or 360p, you know, whatever the pixel count was on the Nintendo GameCube clear back in 2005. But if you've never played this game, I encourage you, you know, stick through with me, you know, stick with me through this playthrough and see for yourself just how awesome this game really is. This personally is my favorite entry into the entire Resident Evil series. And I've played, you know, several of the games. I've played this one, I've played 5, I've played 6. I have no real desire to play 7, to be honest. I mean, 7 is, well, it's not Resident Evil. I mean, it's Resident Evil by name, but not by nature. I guess it's, you know, it's my big issue. But Resident Evil 7 is, yeah, kind of a non-existent title in the, in my world at least. I mean, those who like it, that's great, you know, by all means, play it, enjoy it. But for me personally, you know, it's not something I'm going to dive into. But, yeah, I've played the 2 remake, the 3 remake, 4, 5, and 6. I never actually finished the 2 remake or the 3 remake yet. But like I said, you know, I do eventually plan on doing Let's Plays for those. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. So, I'll just go ahead and just show the save screen real quick. So this is what saving in the game looks like. It's just a typewriter. Just like the Resident Evils of old, you know, typewriters, they definitely play their parts. So, with that, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you all, though, for tuning in to my inaugural edition of Let's Play Resident Evil 4 with Will Haynes. There will be more coming soon, I promise you that. I don't know when. I don't have a schedule set, you know, because I work typically anywhere from 5 to 7 days a week, just depending on, you know, schedule, how things go. So, yeah, I'll be coming at you guys real soon, though. Hopefully later on this week. So stay tuned, and I love you all. Take care. Thank you for watching.